Hello everyone, Steve Parr here with this month's Parr Four in February. Thank you so much for watching. Very quickly, a couple of announcements. Don't forget March 24th is our Gwinnett Metro Senior Adult Rally. This is a ticketed event with limited capacity. If you have already ordered your tickets, be sure to email me, steve@gmba.org, and check if they are available. And if you want more information, check our newsletter this month and find out more about that event. And one thing also you need to mark your calendar for, pastors, is Thursday, April 28th. That is our spring meeting. We have a spring meeting and a fall meeting where we come together and you see what God is doing through our network. It's going to be a great event on a Thursday at Sunrise Baptist Church. It'll be from 10:30 a.m. until 1 p.m. We're bringing in the varsity food truck again for a great lunch together, and it's going to be very inspirational. You'll be encouraged about what God is doing, so please make plans to be there, pastors, on Thursday, April 28th. Bring people with you, and you will hear more about registration later on. Well, for this month's Parr Four, I want to do something instructive. Our vision for our network is to see every church thriving and missionally engaged. Because let me tell you about missions. Struggling churches may or may not do missions, but dying and dead churches don't do missions at all. I want to talk to you about how your church can be a blessing to other churches, because the reality is this: the stronger our churches are, the better job we all do with missions throughout the world. So consider one of these four possibilities, and I want to challenge you right now to do at least one of these four in the coming year. Number one would be this: to adopt another church within our network. Now, no matter how large or small you are, trust me, there are other churches who are struggling, and maybe even struggling more than you if you're struggling, and they could use your prayers. And that partnership may be as simple as that, praying for this other church fervently as you gather each and every week. Or you might take it a step further and being an encouragement to that pastor and spending time with him over the course of the year. Or you may partner with that church and do ministry or something to help them to be stronger. So that's one possibility. And I'd be glad to connect you if you'll contact me and connect you to a church that you could adopt and you could pour into them in the coming months and even the next year. The second possibility is this: to help a church identify space to meet. Now, you've heard me talk about this often. Almost 10% of our churches have no location. Some meet in their homes, some are looking for a space right now. And don't turn me off, because I'm not just talking about meeting on your campus, although that'd be great. And if you could do that, let us know. But for you to be looking for possibilities within the community, maybe some place for lease or something that's available complimentary, but put your eyes out on those possibilities and please communicate with me, and let's help those churches that are seeking space find a spot. And they're going to do much better when they have a place to meet on a regular basis. That's a second way that you could help strengthen and make a difference for other churches. The third is this: a community service project alongside another church. Perhaps you're thinking of doing missions this summer. And as you do a project, would you consider, as well as maybe internationally or nationally or throughout our state, doing something across the county? It could be something like doing a vacation Bible school for your church, and then turning around a week or two later and doing it in another church that does not have the resources and the leadership that your church has. Or perhaps some renovation project for somebody who needs some repairs done in their church, or some landscaping or something along that line. Maybe helping a church with an outreach project over the course of a weekend. It could be a weekend, it could be a week where you're pouring into another church for a very limited season of that weekend or that week. But it can make a huge difference for a church that's struggling and just needs a boost. So that's another way you can be involved, was through a community project. And then number four would be this: don't dismiss the possibility of church planting. And maybe you can't plant a church, but you could sponsor a church plant or assist a church plant. Same thing as with adopting a church. You could be praying for that church plant or that church planter, or you could encourage them or get involved with them in terms of leadership. Or maybe taking a small amount each month, $25 a month, $50 a month, because they're very resource poor in many cases, and they could use your support. And so I'd be glad to connect you with one of our church planners. We're supporting right now 9 monthly. You're a part of that. But we've got other churches that aren't receiving that support, but will be open to this. And also, we need to be planning additional churches in the future. Consider one of these four ways. It's so important, men and women, that your church is a blessing to other churches. And trust me, when you are, God will bless you. Well, that's all my time for today, but thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you on next month's Parr Four.